Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Brian, also known as El Gordo 884, coming to you live with a Cyber Dragon deck profile for post September ban list here. All right, I'm also part of a very, very wonderful team, Attention Duelist, very brand new, only comprises of two members. Me and my boy Darkviruzzz. I'll definitely give him a shout out right here. But yeah, this is the Cyber Dragon deck profile coming up right here. My favorite deck of all time. I've played Dinos. I've played some form of Dragon Link before. I played Blue Eyes. Played so many different other variants, but this right here is my all-time favorite. I've almost topped regional with it at the very least, and I'm very comfortable with all the playstyles. I'm comfortable with just everything about it, honestly, and it's just been my go-to. So without further ado, I am going to give you the deck profile now. So for starters, we are hitting you with triple Cyber Dragon. Obviously, it needs no introduction, really. Special summons and contacts any machine and or any of your extra deck monsters, and either I can make Mega Fleet, Fortress, and level 5 body and machine duplication target. So you guys have seen many profiles out there, so I won't go into too crazy detail, but for context, I will obviously explain certain little tech choices here and there. Next, we have triple Cyber Dragon Core, start of the deck. Obviously, the biggest Ash and Impermanence Effect Veiler Hand Trap Magnet on the planet. But once you resolve him, he pretty much really furthers along your combos. He's going to grab your emergency, repair plant rev system, cyberload fusion, cybernetic overflow if necessary, and just overall really good card. And if he's in the graveyard, banish it to obviously get another monster, Cyber Dragon monster of course, and further along your plays. Next we have triple Cyber Dragon Hers. The Dante of the deck. I seldomly use the level 5 ability, and it hasn't come up that often, to be very honest. I probably may have done it once or twice, ever. But most of the time, it's usually when I send him to the graveyard via Galaxy Soldier, Chimera Tech Rampage, or if I detach with Infinity. That's when I get the effect off to recur any Cyber Dragon from the graveyard or grab a OG Cyber Dragon from the deck to my hand. Next up is two Cyber Dragon Nexter. I floated around 3. I've done 1, 2, perfect ratio. Gets pretty much every single one of your Cyber Dragon monsters with 2100 attack and or 2100 defense, machines as well. Actually, I misspoke on that one, but very good utility card, and searchable of course naturally, and just overall problematic card for the opponent. If they let this resolve, they need to be very careful. One Veer. Chain blocks Ash, obviously main primary focus on that one. It's the primary function, and to be very honest, it's another overflow target. So I actually have gotten 4 pops before, and I really do appreciate when I see it. And so I've bricked with this before, honestly, unfortunately, but that's just what happens with decks. You're not always gonna get the perfect hand every single time, so you learn to deal with it. Double Galaxy Soldier, honorary Cyber Dragon card. He is obviously your Infinity, your 1 card Infinity, to be very honest. And other than that, it's just I've never really truly drawn both of them. It's very rare that that's happened, which is why I don't really do that. So I'm just of that particular mindset to always have 2. 3 I've done before in the past. I really found it to be a little bit too clunky, but you guys already should know that. Jizukiru. I've done 2 before, and while I was very comfortable with it in the last format, I didn't want to honestly, run the 2. If his function is going to be to get rid of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon and Borlo Savage, Herald of the Arclight, then that's pretty much what I have to use him for. Other than that, he does spot removal like Tyranno. He obviously takes care of him too, but for the most part, I usually just use him for that stuff, and I don't really ever use it for anything else. And he's contact fuel, but you guys know that. And I'm running the one infinite track anchor drill. What this guy obviously does is when you special summon him or normal summon, I get to target another machine, and it basically boosts up his own level plus the machine that I'm obviously targeting. I do run the True King of all Calamities play, so it's very, very, very effective. Calamities Infinity, it's usually game at that point. I've definitely made sure to up the consistency value of this, so that's really what it is. You hate to draw it though. You do not want to draw this. This is terrible to draw. One solid brick. You don't want to draw this. Chaos Dragon Levineer, awesome card. I ran it at 2. I've seen people run it at 3. Hey man, to each his own. But at the very least, I always get my revive effect. It's very rare that I get the like loop your hand effect. But I've done the 2 pops before. I've done that before. But it's it depends on the game state, honestly. So pretty much it's all up to you. I personally like 1. Some people like 2 to 3. And of course, since obviously we would like to win and at least get some type of advantage, we got the Gamma package. Not much more I can say to this package except for it's amazing, it's great, it's incredible. It's great for turn 1, turn 2, and if for whatever reason you just happen to have it in your hand and you could just pitch it for Galaxy Soldier. I mean, it is what it is. It's got dual purpose in this particular deck especially. And that is it for the monsters. Now on to the spells. As of course, naturally, we have triple Cyber Emergency. We obviously run this at 3 because, of course, you want to search everything you want as much as possible, and of course, you don't ever want to negate this damn card. Guys, I've had this happen to me. Don't Solemn Judgment this. Don't do anything stupid, unfortunately. If you're gonna ash it. Sure, no problem. It can only activate once per turn. But if you're gonna judgment this, don't do it to yourself. Really, you're just gonna ensure the game for me, because at that point I get to discard a card, activate it again, and you spent half your life points for what? Why'd you do that? Next, we got the 1 Repair Plant, the 1 Rev System, the 1 Cyberload Fusion. All the other Cyber Dragon targets, Cyber Dragon core targets, and very wonderful. I've run this before at 2. I like it, but for just to add more stopping power with other cards that I've included, I pretty much cut that down to 1. Rev Systems perfect at 1. Cyber Loads perfect at 1, and I've never really tweaked those type of ratios before. Next for the 1-ofs as well is Overload Fusion, Monster Reborn, and Foolish Burial. Naturally, of course, this is what it is when it comes to this deck. You want to see these as much as possible. But at the same time, honestly, you don't ever want to draw your Overload anymore, since I am running Predator Player Verde Anaconda. This is probably the 1 card I don't really want to see. But if, worst case scenario, I have to use it, I'm gonna use it. I'm not gonna be very, very shy about doing that. And the last spells in the deck is Machine Duplication. Need I say more? Summon Core or hers, and Machine Dupe, get Cyber Dragon, and probably win at that point. Especially if you want to break your opponent's board. I typically like to use hers as opposed to Core, because Core, as I mentioned before, he's a hand trap magnet. Hers is not. So that right then and there is already something that obviously I'm going to really, really utilize. Other than that, it's pretty much, it's always go time when it comes to Machine Dupe. I see this, I usually tend to win. And that's it for the spells. Now on to the traps. My other pseudo hand trap here is, of course, Triple Infinite Impermanence. It's Impermanence. Do I need to say more? Same with Evenly Matched. I don't need to go into some wild exposition about these cards. You know what they do. You know what they're supposed to, you know what value you get out of them. And, they can't hurt, especially in a going second deck like Cyber Dragon. You want to be able to maximize on these as much as possible. Dragon Link can do something sort of, and then Evenly Matched will definitely blow them out. Same thing with Dinos. It's for the meta, honestly. This is what it is. Cyber Dragons are a rogue tier deck, honestly. I don't necessarily call them tier 2, but I definitely tell you they can and will make some noise. I apologize. They'll make some noise, especially when piloted it right. And, of course, triple Cybernetic Overflow. With the inclusion of Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster coming back into the game, yeah, I kind of want somebody to go ahead and F up and blow up my overflows, you know, especially when I know I have three. It's like, all right, cool, give me my emergency, give me a repair plan, give me a cyber fusion or rev system, get, you know, let me search. Not a problem. Thin the deck out just a little bit more. And of course, naturally, the primary function being I get to pop, you know, as up to 4 cards at some point. So why not, you know? Fantastic. And that would be the main deck. I believe it's, I think, 41 to 42. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, personal preferences right there. I could cut one overflow, or I could cut an imperm or evenly to kind of like, you know, bring it down to 40 or whatever the case is, or side deck the Gambit package and then, you know, add a couple of other choice cards. But, you know, you guys could absolutely, you know, leave it in the comment section below, honestly, and tell me what you guys think. But onto the extra deck right here. We have Cyber Dragon Seeger, naturally. Salamangreat Almirage, of course. Platinum Gadget, because obviously I'm running the, you know, the Anchor Drill, and obviously it's going to get it out there. And Verde Anaconda, as I mentioned before. I don't see any problem with these links, honestly. And Verde Anaconda usually is game, of course, with Seeger as well. Seeger Rampage, that's already, you know, well over 8K. And Almirage, honestly, just makes Repair Plant live right turn 1, honestly. And for the Xyz, we have 2 Nova. I usually would run 1, but because Dogmatica is actually a thing, I want somebody to F up and send a Nova. Seriously. Sure, no problem. I will absolutely utilize the other effect of Cyber Dragon Nova. Then we have Cyber Dragon Infinity, because of course, Infinitrack River Stormer, so I can search that Infinitrack Anchor Drill and obviously go into this big boy right here, True King of all Calamities. Infinity plus Calamities typically results in game. Let's just put that out there. You know, if you can basically, you know, if you can overcome that, you clearly are a very, very good duelist. Now for the fusions, the 1 Mega Fleet, of course, the 1 Fortress Dragon. I've got 2 Rampage Dragons, because if for whatever reason, you know, Nova gets destroyed and I obviously can bring back a Rampage or bring out a Rampage, and, you know, like I've had to shotgun an Overload Fusion or a Cyberload, it is what it is. I deal with it, and I would rather have to see this at least more than once to try to get my OTKs going, honestly. And then rounding it off is going to be Cyber Eternity Dragon. This card is pretty much Cyber Dragon's version of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. If there's a fusion monster on the field, I mean, not in the field, actually in the graveyard, once again, my bad. Honestly, it pretty much will protect you against Dragoon. Can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted by card effects. And it has a 4,000 booty. So, really, you're going to have to, you know, figure out a way to honestly run over this goddamn card. And if you just so happen to destroy it, I get to banish it from the graveyard and honestly bring back a Cyber Dragon monster. So there you go. Dual purpose. But absolutely an excellent card. And the last one is Invoke Macabre. 2 things. Obviously, Dogmatica being a thing. And because Nova brings him out. And also, if I just so happen to be a little cheeky and I decide to throw him in the graveyard as well, Cyber Dragon Naxter can actually revive him. Because it doesn't have no strict fusion summoning requirement, and it has 2100 defense, so very, very good. And if I so choose, probably within another turn or so, I could probably go for True King of all Calamities as well. Macabre is a level 9, so very, very excellent choice in my personal opinion. And that is the extra deck right there. Now on to the side deck. Of course, side deck being personal preference right here. You guys are gonna, you know, probably look at me and scratch your head on this one. Triple Inspector Border right here, and the Trap Stun package, triple Trap Trick, triple Solemn Strike, 3 Heavy Storm Duster, 3 Compulsory Evacuation Device. And that's really what I honestly had going, because I would flood this with hand traps. I'd flood it with probably maybe some other floodgates, maybe. But at the end of the day, it's like you know, if you're trying to give me some type of control variant, because Cyber Dragon is absolutely weak against control, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Let me give you that same energy right back. Let me disrupt your game state. Let me do all this other extra stuff. But yeah, that's really, you know, my thought process on it. And I've tried the Cyber Dragon stun variant before, and it's worked to some degree of success. So might as well add it into it, you know, into at least a strategy, so I can go second and I can also go first. That's pretty much kind of how I kind of like, tinkered around it, especially in my head. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Please leave a comment. Please leave any type of, like positive critiques, if anything. Let me know exactly what you feel about this. And this is Brian signing out.